We're back. This is Metal Texas, brought to you by Mental Motivation. We're back with Klause. These boys are down here visiting the DFW area tonight. They've got a gig with Texas Hippie Coalition at the Rail in Fort Worth tonight. It's a big gig tonight, man.
Hell yeah.
And when I first met Klause was at Rob's Billiards. I believe the event was a Ride for Dime charity thing or fundraiser.
It was a PGA event. Yeah. PGA 4.
4 Ride for Dime?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. So I go to Rob's. I'm in the bathroom. And Cleaver goes, "Hey, man, are you Todd Pack from Mental Motivation?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I've seen your stuff on online or whatever." And he goes, I'm Cleaver Klause. You know, I got a band called Klause. And I'm like, "All right, cool, man." Had no idea what was up. I'd heard the name, but I didn't know what the deal was. You know, I'd heard the name 2 or 3 times from the PGA and all that stuff, but I hadn't seen you live. So in the meantime, there's these kids hanging out in the audience watching what's going on and stuff. I didn't think nothing about it. You know, I didn't know they were your kids. I didn't know whose kids they were. I didn't really give a shit. They're just kids hanging out. They look metal as hell, you know, wearing all the metal shit. And, you know, like an hour goes by or whatever, and I'm sitting up at the bar, and you guys go on stage, and all of a sudden this metal riffs from hell come out of nowhere. And I'm like, that's those kids that were in the audience. They're on stage. And I was telling this one dude, "Hey, man, that's those kids that were hanging out." He goes, "Yeah, it's Klause or whatever." So I went up and stood up in the front for a good 20 minutes and just checked y'all out. And ever since then, I've been a huge fan. But it wasn't what I was expecting, you know. And what's funny about it, too, is afterwards, you know, these guys are young. They're kids. They're out there giving each other wedgies and fucking with each other and wiping boogers on each other and shit. Just like kids would do. But when they get on stage, you know, they're like professionals, and it's like these little monsters and shit. And then afterwards, you know, they're true monsters afterwards, and they're just being kids, which is what was cool about it, you know?
Yeah.
So, having said that, obviously I'm from Dallas, Fort Worth.
That's John, dude.
We were in the Dallas area. I don't know if they were literally wiping boogers. I just assumed you fuckers were doing
I've
that.
had it done. You do that again, and
now I feel like
we're going to fight, dude.
He was like,
I mean,
not rocking.
he was right next to me. He just, what the hell? I'm talking to some guy, and he's...
See what I mean? Point in case right there. So anyway, you guys love the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Love it.
Right?
Love
you
it.
come down here and you play quite often.
Love it.
So what is it about the Dallas Fort Worth area and the whole connection with everybody you've got down here? And I know there's a Pantera connection in there somewhere.
Yeah, Pantera.
What is it about this area?
Well, just, you know, we're a Pantera band. We bond over Pantera. It brought us closer together. So naturally we wanted to, when we first started the band, we would, remember the Harder Beat magazine?
Oh, yeah.
We'd get them at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
We'd read this thing, and, you know, and it would tell about all the venues. And, you know, back home, there's a few venues.
Right.
And
you guys
even,
are from Amarillo, right?
Yeah, and then when you go out there, you don't get support like you get here.
Right.
You know, it was really easy to make friends when we got here, but just being dime stomping grounds, we really wanted to come out here and make our mark. You know, and from the first time we ever played here, was Ride for Dime pre-party, which was epic for us.
Right.
And I think we did pretty good that night. I can't, you know.
Yeah, we did good.
How many Ride for Dimes ago was that? Because you've been a part of quite a few.
That was Ride for Dime 5.
Ride for Dime 5. What number are we on this year? Is it 7?
7 this year. And well, see that night or that weekend actually, we met, you know, the PGA. We met all those guys and just the people.
Right.
Really, what keeps us coming back.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge support with the PGA guys. They're local guys, and really local to Fort Worth, especially. And you guys always stay at their place. They always put you up, and that's a party house from hell.
We got in last night at 1:30, and my head hurts. You know, we didn't get to sleep till I don't know what time, but
I 5 or 6.
See, stupid. We gotta go on stage tonight, man.
So?
Yeah, man.
I'm dragging ass like an alligator, man. I know these guys are tired.
That dude does not go to bed.
No, he passes out. He sleeps like this.
Yeah.
And you're like drunk, and you're like,
I got him on video. I can prove it.
Yeah.
All right, so you're big Pantera fans. You're big Dimebag fans. How many times have you been to visit the gravesite of Dimebag?
4, I think.
4 or 5 times.
You do it almost every time you come to town, right?
Yeah, when we can, yeah.
As a matter of fact, even in this picture, there's a picture of you
that was at Rob's
with
right
you
there.
guys.
Hey, that was the night we met you right there, man.
Oh, yeah, it is the night,
That was at
huh?
Rob's.
Yeah.
There's a picture with you guys with the Dimebag in the background, the one that was painted on the side of Rob.
Yeah.
Can't
Can't believe they took that off, man.
Yeah, man. Disrespectful.
I know, man. They didn't change owners, they just changed names.
What's it called now?
Hot Licks.
Hot Licks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Rock
Rock
Dogs.
Dogs.
That was
Snot
cool.
Licks?
Rockstar and Rock Dog is both cool. That's our boy
Yeah.
Warren right there.
Yeah.
Warren's working up at the rail, which you guys will see tonight.
Yeah. He rocks.
Love
He's
Warren,
kick
dude.
ass. We love him to death.
Oh yeah, how can you not like Warren? I interviewed Warren, as a matter of fact, the other night on Black Eye Media radio show. And the stories that dude can tell. All the
bet.
rock stars
Oh,
he's
yeah.
met, and Vinnie Paul and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Dallas, Texas obviously has a huge. It's kind of a given. You like the Cowboys and you like Pantera.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when you lose one of your brothers like that, you know, it affects us all. It affects the scene even because he was a integral part of the scene. He would be a guy who would hang out,
Yeah.
and party with people and stuff. And you know, and when that goes away, you know, it kind of takes a big void in the scene out. You know, because he was a local guy, he didn't act like a big rock
like
star.
a big shot,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, you see Vinny out. Vinny will come out and support every now and then. I'm surprised he hasn't been to one of your shows yet, but I guarantee
Yeah.
you he'll make it to one of them.
Oh yeah.
If he hasn't been to one of the Ride for Dimes, he might even make this Trees one.
Well, Cat made the last one
At the rail.
at the rail, you know, and
Right.
apparently the rail kicks ass. By the way,
Oh, yeah.
the rail club is awesome,
Love that
man.
place.
Travis was there too from Within Chaos.
Within Chaos, we played with those guys a couple weeks ago, and you know they're Fort Worth guys,
Fuck, dude.
Right.
and
Crazy.
that's what we like. You know, the bands are cool here, and we get so many bands that come through Amarillo, and they sit. We're a fill up town.
Right.
You know, people come to Amarillo to gas up.
Right.
You know, gas up and
Right. 'Cause
between
cheaper- 'cause it's cheaper
shows.
in the middle.
You know, it's a pit stop. So they
Right.
they're sitting in the back of the club tuning their guitars, you know, tuning their drums or whatever. Once in a while, you'll get a band that comes in that's just cool as shit, and they're
Right.
you know buying you drinks. I think Mutin Chaos, they said they spent their whole guarantee at the bar, you know, and just
$800.
they were just the coolest dudes, man. And every once in a while, you get bands. And I had no idea they were from Fort Worth. So,
Right.
where you guys from? Fort Worth? I said, well,
No wonder.
no wonder you guys are so fucking cool, man.
Yeah, there's something about this. I mean, I grew up here and I moved to California for half my life. And I couldn't wait to get back here because of the metal scene. As soon as I got back here, within 3 months, I was in a band and I was hanging out and back in the mix and running
yeah.
across old friends and shit. Within 3 months, I mean, by summer, I moved here in April. By summer, I was back in the whole metal mix. It's just always had this metal thing about it.
Hell yeah, man. And Amarillo, I mean, we got a good scene. We got good friends back there, man. But it's just, just smaller.
Yeah, it's a smaller
Obviously, it's just
community.
smaller.
Get burned out pretty easy.
But it's really easy. We're saturated as hell out there, which is another reason we love to come back here. Because
Right.
we play everywhere and anywhere we can.
All the
And,
good gigs they call you, right?
you know, well, I hope. Call us. But back home, we're pretty well saturated. Everybody's seen us.
Right.
You know, we're gonna take some time
Take a little
off,
break.
and we need to collaborate. Hard to write when you're doing gigs all the time. Of course,
Right.
like we said, our side projects keep us
I
busy.
still gotta go
So
on tour with Fear Factory.
he's going on tour with Fear Factory this
Yes,
summer.
Whoa, what
With
do you
his-
mean you're going on tour with Fear
With his side band, we didn't get to that one.
No way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
All right, tell you what. When we come back,
Brutalized,
we'll definitely talk about that. And we're going to talk about some more personal stuff with the boys. A little school, little discipline, little that kind of bullshit that I'm sure they're dreading, but we got to know, right? I'm sure Dad's dreading. Dad looks like he's dreading it already.
Yeah, just
Mom's
talking
over
some
there laughing
bullshit.
now.
I can tell that the grades
know
probably
what's
aren't
coming
good,
up.
and I can only
Yeah.
imagine what the conduct's like.
Oh, the conduct's the
PG-13,
worst,
man.
dude.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about that. Metal off.
XXX.